Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather round, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop.
Yeah, my name is Jasmine Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Yeah, this is the elite team. The root team. Strong team.
Number one.
PPP team. Yeah. You understand? PPP all the way. Yeah, one Guyana.
14 gone into 15, I make a present song. Come out to 14 gone into 15, I make a present song. Lily girl, lily girl, lily girl, lily girl, what make you praise the soul? Lily girl, lily girl, lily girl, lily girl, what make you praise the soul? I make money down and a man hold me hand and I make a praise the soul. I make money down and a man hold me hand and I make a praise the soul. Stupid Gary, left shame mommy, go marry, go one gold ring, stupid gold ring. Stupid little girl, little girl, little girl, little girl, will make you praise the song. Little girl, little girl, little girl, little girl, will make you praise the song. This make a present, I make a present, this make a present song. This make a present, I make a present, this make a present song. Little girl, little girl, little girl, little girl, will make you praise the song. Little girl, little girl, little girl, little girl, will make you praise the song. He make a present, she make a present, you make a present song. He make a present, she make a present, you make a present more. Lily girl, lily girl, lily girl, lily girl, will make a present song. Lily girl, lily girl, lily girl, lily girl, will make a present song. Lily girl, lily girl, lily girl, present song. Stupid Carrie, lily girl, lily girl, lily girl, Carrie, Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, police are come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman are come.
Sanko licky love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko licky love up on the dam and the gala holla murder.
Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko kissy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko kissy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Thank you so much, Shellen Washington there, attorney at law. Good evening to all of you. Don't get upset. Don't get angry at all with the photographs that I showed you guys on the screen. Thanks to our operator, Lemon, who wanted to come on with you guys this evening just to say good night to the people. We just don't do it that way at all. He's going to have to come back on some other time. But all of you, it's Friday evening. It's the 22nd day of September. Look, it's almost the end of the year. Almost the end of the year. Lily Goliva, all these Spanish names. My name is Bench, something in Spanish. You guys know the little joke with Spanish and so forth in Guyana. Let me just say, first of all, remind you guys to share the link. So once we're on, we got some serious information for you. You want to share the link, right? We don't beg, we don't go through. Share the link. But let me just say this here. Some of you have been complaining. Some of you have been inboxing me. And, usually people have the tendency, some people have the tendency to abuse mark out, cuss mark out, all manner of things. I've had that practically all my life, but for the most part of my adult life, if they don't agree with me politically, come into some cussing. But that's okay. I'm a thick-skinned kind of guy. I don't cry. I don't puff up my mouth. You don't see bitterness in me. It's always from the heart because you guys know how we do it right here on 107.1 FM from the heart. Now, there's a reason why I'm saying this. And now, some of you bitter folks out there, the trench crapo and the trench crapo friends them and so forth, don't get paranoid because it's not about you. It's about those who cannot comment on this program, who cannot comment on this page, 107.1 FM. I just want to make it clear. Trench crappos, if they come with their nonsense, they will be taken off, they will be blocked. Nobody out of the blue deny anybody of their democratic rights. And you guys, for many years, you know that. We allow people to come on this show, they talk whatever they want to talk about, whether it makes sense or whether it doesn't make sense. And, you know, we've had some people who basically just talk for the sake of talking. And that is their democratic rights. We don't care. We have had PPP folks on this platform. We've given them that opportunity. It's okay. We don't discriminate, right? We don't gag anybody. At least I don't. People have come on this program, whether as guests or whatever, they've disagreed. We agree to disagree. And that's the nature of democracy. You know what I mean? And so in addressing that right off the bat, let me say to some of you, and do forgive me in terms of the light in my eyes. I don't know what happened. We got to stop using bulbs and start using proper lights, right? But we're going to get there one day. I just put that photograph. Sorry that I had to choose that photograph, Jerry, just to wipe my eyes. Sorry about that, guys. One day we'll get it right. We'll switch from a bulb to a proper bulb. And so let me say this here to those folks who have been trying to comment, that can't comment, but they're abusing me. Oh, Mark doesn't allow us to comment on his page. Oh, Mark, gag people. Mark, I don't like nonsense. If you come here, let's get straight to the point, right? Let's just get straight to the point. Don't beat around the bush with me, man. I've been doing this for almost 20 years, straight up. That's what I do, straight up. This is not an overnight platform. This is not an overnight show. This show is for the people. This is not about an individual and egos and so forth. It's not about that. And again, do forgive me. I'm just going to have to, you know what I mean? You know why I put that up there. It's Friday night, guys. These things do happen at times. Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys so much for understanding. Plus old age kicking in on me too, right? So those of you who cannot comment, don't jump and blame me because I don't know what's happening with Facebook. Now, if you're blocked, totally blocked, like the Trench Crappos, then you can't access the page. But, Wayne Caesar and I were talking about this very thing earlier. I'm not sure what's happening if you have to like the page first before you can comment. I don't know. But if you're watching us and you're restricted from commenting, please don't blame me. Don't do that at all. I have been blamed on so many occasions for all manner of things, but poor me, right? Poor me. So find a way, spread the word, have your friends and so forth, have them click on like on the page. You've got to like the page. You've got to click on like also in order to get notification. I think if you follow, maybe there's a difference, but follow us, like us as well. And for those of you who are watching on my personal page, well, we call it that, the Mark Anthony Benshop's page, if we are not friends directly on Facebook and you attempt to comment, you wouldn't be able to comment. Don't think it's an individual thing and that I specifically restricted individuals, but we've got to be connected on my personal page. Enough said of that. What's happening? It's Friday. If you want to know what's it that I'm drinking, I can show you guys. I don't want anybody to say, because they get these days the bonus peeping to see what people drinking. I'm drinking some black coffee. That's what I'm drinking. Yes, this coffee tastes good. I'm addicted to coffee, guys, because I hardly sleep, mind you. I'm all about the politics, right, and activism and so forth. Activism and so forth. Activism. Activism indeed. So, guys, let's remain focused, right? Again, let us remain focused. 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. My name is Mark Benchap. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Somebody thought it was wine. Even if it's wine, I deserve that. Everybody deserves a little downtime in their life, right? You deserve a downtime. Nothing is big about that. I don't play the bitter politics, sour face politics, personal vendetta, and cheap politicking. I mean, we got to get proper political analysts these days. It's just wild and dotishness, and I don't know. Sometimes you get so fed up with these sort of things. What else is happening, guys? As we can focus, we see that the PPPC, the usual thing, they're going around the country, they're going around the world, they're traveling with each other, and this is what they're doing. This is how they're spending taxpayers' monies, right? Donald Ramotar is traveling with Irfan Ali. I really don't know what's going on, but you just don't run a country like this, guys. You just do not run a country like this at all. Something is wrong with these Pakus who are running the country, ruining the country. Something, again, I repeat, something is wrong with these Pakus. I don't know what's happening, guys, right? I know it's Friday night. Lots of things on our minds, indeed. Getting back to this here, getting back to Irfan Ali, the illegal president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, was on this show. Obviously, the host had no respect for him. They view him as a dunce, right? Just imagine another. Do you think they would have done that to President David Granger? Don't even talk about Burnham. They dare not try that, because they realize that this guy is an airhead, and they're laughing at him. And here it is that Irfan Ali sits there pretending to be representing persons of African descent with the reparations and so forth and so on. He doesn't believe in that. He just wants the money, as I believe it is Francine who commented last night to say that he wants the money bag. And once he gets a hold of the money bag, guess what? Nothing, I repeat, nothing will be going to persons of African descent. Absolutely nothing. These guys, Irfan Ali and his crew, are bandits. That's what they are. That is what they're about. They're political hooligans. And every day they do all manner of things to distract us from the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that they are crooks. And Irfan Ali, I noticed some folks jumping up on a mountain top, and there. Look, one letter writer said today, President Ali did, addressing this install guide as President Ali did us all proud. Us who? Really? Us proud? You've got to be kidding me. He did all of us proud? No, not me, not in my name. He didn't represent me. He didn't represent my ancestors. He didn't represent my family. He didn't represent my friends. He didn't represent the thousands of persons of African descent who are being oppressed under this corrupt PPP regime. So people got to be very careful. All they're attempting to do is some little niceish, little balanceish, these sort of things. Now is not the time for that. Let's get straight to the point. Irfan Ali did a few of them all proud. Not all of us. To hell with Irfan Ali. Did us all proud with what? Look at what's happening in the country. Look at how the woman in Mocha and others in Mocha were treated. Look at how they treated the people in Plaisance. Look at how they treated the people in Amelia's ward, Linden. Look at how they're ignoring the people in Ituni, in Kwakwani. They're ignoring people all over the country with billions and billions of dollars coming from the oil industry. Whatever crumbs we're getting, nothing is going to the people. People are poor, people are unemployed, people don't get their NIS, people get a small plot of land, they have nothing to build, the infrastructure sucks. Look at the sort of roads that they build, people have no lights, they have absolutely nothing. But yet these pacos in the PPP are going around the world and they're begging with a begging bowl, begging panhandlers. Some of you know panhandlers. Panhandlers, they're begging Guyana. They're begging these people to top up Guyana. Is that what Guyana turned to? A panhandling nation? You have a panhandling installed president? Beggars? A filthy rich, a rich country like Guyana. But yet they're about a place, they go to, where is it, Dubai? Anywhere they go, they beg. They are beggars. They're making the country poorer and poorer and poorer because while the ordinary folks, whether they of East Indian descent, African, indigenous people, it doesn't matter. The ordinary people are struggling. The ordinary people are punishing in that country. And it's about time they have a proper government in place to ensure that all the people of Guyana are adequately represented. Under this corrupt, installed, racist PPP regime, it's not happening. Guys, 2025 elections right around the corner, like the Trinidadians would say, right around the corner. Do not sleep. Do not half step. Do not listen to individuals that fly things right off the top of their head. No proper political, sound political reasoning and these sort of things to distract and all manner of things out of bitterness, out of frustration, out of vexation, probably out of drunkenness. So do not be distracted by individuals. Because, you know, they have a saying that the devil, if the devil can't control you, they use people as conduits, as the vessels to do that. Sorry, guys, if I sound like I'm preaching tonight. I may be. But you've got to wake up. All of you got to wake up. Those who have been elected and selected to represent the people's interest in Guyana, they have to do that. Representing the people's interest and talking up for the people and standing up for the people doesn't mean you have to jump on a plane and come out of Guyana to stand up and represent people. People don't want you to go overseas and talk in front of a microphone and take some photographs with some big shot politicians and these sort of things and call that representation. Of course, that is part of politics, don't get me wrong. But we want people, these same elected officials who seem to have a bigger mouth outside of the country rather than inside of the country. We want to see politicians with backbones, with spines, to take the politics to a higher level. We've got to do it, guys. If we don't do it in 2025, can't eat everybody dinner. Everybody fighting. Everybody believes that everybody could be president of Guyana. Next thing they're going to start to say, Wayne Caesar for president of Guyana. Ronair Caesar for president of Guyana. Sean Anthony Ben for president of Guyana. The whole country. Everybody wants to be president. Nobody wants to fetch the water bottle. Nobody wants to fetch the basket. Well, look, I will fetch the water bottle. I will fetch the basket. Everybody believe this body, this body. And then some of these guys are bitter. They're bitter. Like if they're talking about politics and like they just drink bitter stick. Bitter. We cannot get anywhere with that. Grudges, jealousy, bitter. Oh, Sean Anthony Ben, look, give me a break. Come on. What's going on in our country? We can do better, can't we? Can't we do better, guys? Bantu King for president. I don't want Debbie Collins. Don't come here and talk about Talawala. We're talking about the corrupt PPP regime and Walla Walla. Talawala and all these games. Who you think own those games? That team. Who you think owns that team? It's Jack Deere and his corrupt people. They own it and they're brainwashing us. And the same oppressors them, we got to jump on the stand and say, GL or Guyana Amazon warriors. Who owns it? Dr. Bobby Ram Sarup, or Ramroop. He owns it. A personal business partner, who knows, of Barra Jack Deere. But we must jump up and support these oppressors, right? Not me. Not me. Not me. Sean Ben, I see you. Don't go the road, man. Don't do with the in there. Don't do with the man. Come on, relax yourself. Don't do with that. Right? Don't do with that, as we would say. We keep supporting the oppressors. They hoodwink us. Look, Wayne Caesar, I didn't realize that you were on screen. Sorry about that. Our operator didn't tell us while I'm preaching away. And look, tonight you're going to be the usher. You be that person in the front row seat, just clapping all the time. Clapping all the time. Good evening, Mr. Caesar. How are you, sir? Go ahead. How are you doing? What's bothering you?
Good evening, Mark. I'm doing fine.
Let us hear what's bothering you, sir. Go right ahead.
Well, there's a whole lot that's bothering me. Obviously, what that install president had to say, on that British broadcast program, trying to say that he's representing us. And look, I think it was Rhonda Lane who would have said that, he just wants to get his hands on the money. That's absolutely what they're looking.
Rhonda Lane said that?
Is either Rhonda Lane or Francine Cruz.
No, Rhonda Lane also. Rhonda Lane, good night to you guys. We all know he wants to rob Africans. And the rate that he's going, Mr. Caesar, the rate that he's going, I don't think he's serious that he really wants persons of African descent to get any reparations. He just want talk, and he gonna spoil things for us. We gotta ensure that he shut up. We gotta say that he doesn't represent us, and he cannot speak on our behalf. To hell with that. Go ahead, sir.
But, Mark, listen, this is a simple equation. If there's going to be any reparations distributed, and I don't foresee that happening anytime soon, but if that would be the case, they would have to engage the opposition and leave the government completely out of it. This government have no right being involved in anything concerning Afro-Guyanese of that magnitude. Okay, they do not represent Afro-Guyanese. So, listen, let's just totally dismiss the installed government, and Irfan Ali could take his words and stuff. Listen, the host of that show had a right to approach the installed president the way he did. Listen, Mark, you see, there's the thing. Social media, man, pushes all the information out there.
But the host,
and people are not.
One second. The host himself didn't sound too bright and understand exactly reparations and these things. Because as I was saying to a friend of mine, 400 years from now, the Jews will continue to represent and remember the Holocaust. What happened? And they will never forget about it. And if they can be compensated 400 years from now, rightly so, why is it certain people want to dismiss persons of African descent? We are still feeling the pains, the psychological scars of our ancestors. And nobody should be so insulted to say that we cannot talk about reparation. However, that host wasn't too bright in the area anyways. We see right through that host. However, Irfan Ali is not the person to represent us and call for reparations when, in fact, he has been disrespecting, disregarding, and insulting persons of African descent in Guyana. No, Irfan Ali. You do not get a passing mark from me. Go ahead, Mr. Caesar.
You know something, Mark? And one of the other utterances that I would have heard, someone said that Mark Phillips should be the one. Mark Phillips is absolutely not the one to represent Afro-Guyanese across Guyana either. None of them. Edgil, none of them.
Did you wait, 1 second.
Yes,
please.
Yes.
Please.
Sure.
Please just be mindful. Did you actually say Mark Phillips?
Yes, Mark.
All right, I
Yes.
got something for Mark Phillips. I got something for Mark Phillips. I agree with you.
All right,
I
let's
don't know
go.
who in their right mind would say Mark Phillips should represent persons of African descent. You got to be kidding me. Mark Phillips,
Yeah.
this is for you. Mark Phillips represent me, Mark Phillips is a sellout. Gosh, people just desperate for leadership or what, man? Go ahead, Mr. Caesar. Go ahead.
No, Mark Phillips is not just a sellout, he's a blind bat. Because he's sitting right there and he act like if he doesn't see what is happening across the country. The unequal distribution of wealth, the treatment of Afro-Guyanese and individuals that does not support the PPPC of every race, class across Guyana, the way they are treated. Listen, Guyana is supposed to be a democracy, okay? And we cannot afford to have a one-party state in Guyana. So I don't know what it is that Mark Phillips and the PPPC is thinking here, but they're going to find out, Mark, whether it's before 2025 or 2025, they're going to find out that the Guyanese people does not want them in place. Listen, the people have had enough, Mark. This has been a real large sample that we would have had meted out to us, the people across Guyana, of this PPPC dictatorship, these terrorists, and what they can give. The people want absolutely no more. They use the police force. They even use the army to some extent. So listen, enough is enough, Mark. And the people are gonna, let their voices be heard. I am so competent. I am so, looking forward to the Guyanese people just demonstrating their democratic right and removing this government. The people have been very, very calm thus far, Mark. The people has been very calm. And I feel like if the government is really trying to push their buttons here, I really feel this installed government is trying to push their buttons.
33 minutes after 9 o'clock, the people have had enough indeed. The people will have to decide on the way forward, how they want to approach in terms of sending a message to this corrupt, installed apartheid PPP regime. All of the people, lots of our Indian brothers and sisters are feeling the squeeze under this corrupt regime. Everyone, our indigenous brothers and sisters, everyone feeling the squeeze. And the time will come, hopefully before 2025, because if we sit and allow 2025 or wait until 2025, we might not have no Guyana at all. These lagubagus in the PPP regime do not understand the issue that is happening with Venezuela. Yet they went right ahead now. If you go to Essequibo, you see almost all the police vehicles, policia, all over Venezuela now, when Venezuela is at war with Guyana. They played right into the Venezuelan hands when they put on the police vehicle, policia. Maduro of Venezuela might be smiling right now. Don't forget, this situation will be provoked. Venezuelan soldiers will cross over, and they can say it's by accident, into Guyana's territory to test this corrupt PPP regime. Within a week or so, it will happen. Just watch what's going to happen. Mr. Caesar, we want to move on to other stuff.
And I want to touch on that Venezuelan thing because, Mark, they would have the more superior, I think, army, compared to, the army in Guyana, so we have to be careful, Mark. Those people could walk right in and
we don't have to be careful of anything. They can't walk over. They can't start to talk over. They can't walk over anybody. They have no superior army. They have nothing. We are ready for war. We are ready for Venezuela. It doesn't matter. They're superior. Don't worry about them and superior. We got people in Guyana ready to fight. Lots and lots of people ready to become militias. They're ready to join it. Don't, Mr. Caesar, let's go that route. We have people who are willing and ready to fight, to hit the battlefield and defend Guyana. We have people ready to defend Guyana. Look at all these soldiers. Send Azruddin and his soldiers them. We get people ready for fight, Wayne. I understand you talk about military superiority and so forth and so on. Look, them people ready for fight. They're ready for fight, Azruddin. Pick up all your guns that you get. Pick your guns up and y'all go at the border and y'all fire a couple shots first. And then we, the patriotic ones, will come on down. So don't worry about what Venezuela get. They're not superior. And I'm saying that with a straight face too. They're not superior, but we can't tell everybody that is superior than us, man. It's like we already putting up our hands and surrender. We can fight. Why you think Barnum came out with that song? There was that song, "We ain't giving up no mountain. We ain't giving up no sea." Venezuela was trembling when that song came out. I remember as a little boy, we all ready to fight. I had my slinging shots. I had everything. We ready to fight. We are more superior than Venezuela. But what makes us not superior right now is these baggages that we have, these clungs that we have in office right now. These clungs. But Mr. Caesar, sorry that I have to disagree with you on that one. We way superior, man. Our military guys, about 3,000 military guys. Omar Khan and these guys are ready to strap themselves and go at the border, Venezuela-Guyana border. Let them go. All of them. Robeson Ben, they're ready to fight. Kwame McCoy, all of them ready to fight. They get their weapons. They get the thing. They could fire shots. Kwame could go right to the border and fire shots from his cannon. Over to you, sir. It's Friday night. Sorry about that. Over to you, Mr. Caesar. Talk for a couple of minutes. Let me get off the screen. Because I'll get off the screen. You talk. Because if I'm on the screen, I'll interrupt you. I'll get off the screen.
No. Stay on, Mark. Stay on. All those guys that you would have just called their names right there, they have the energy and the strength to fight the Guyanese people. They would not fight any exterior forces that would try to come and invade or do anything in Guyana. They would take a back seat, or majority of them would just leave the country. So, these kind of things that we're looking at across our country is quite concerning. The influx of Venezuelans into the country. And listen, let's just go back about 3.5, 4, 5 years ago when the coalition was in power, because I feel like if a lot of people get amnesia, and especially a lot of the PPPC supporters, because I want them to point out situations, you understand me, in which Indo-Guyanese or Indo business owners were persecuted, their businesses infringed upon, people getting beat up, people getting murdered, people getting killed. I want them to point out situations during that time that the coalition reigned. Guyana was a great place. We didn't have an oil economy at that point, but the Granger administration did the best that they could to give Guyana as real an economy as they possibly could have, not an economy that was propped up by drugs, amongst other things. They gave a real good economy. I think the coalition gave a real good account for themselves, given that situation. And I think a lot of people tend to forget that. Mark, I was in Guyana at that time. I went to Guyana, I think, twice, while the coalition was in power. And it was a real good visit. You had to, you didn't have anything to worry about. You didn't have to worry about protection. You didn't have to worry about none of these things. There weren't any kind of breakdown in protection. You weren't seeing citizens being harassed. You wasn't seeing these kind of things. It was just strict law and order. And we are so far fetched from that today. I just wanted to remind the people, because I know people from all walks look at this show. I want to remind everyone, that's what we need to get back to. And then to have a proper oil economy and even all the other natural resources that we have. Stop having our gold and diamonds smuggled out of the country and have these things hitting the gold board, having a gold reserve, having an oil reserve, having a mid-sized oil refinery in Guyana, we could talk about major development, Mark, and real development. Not development that is propped up by a lot of racketeering and underhand dealings and corruption. You know, development that you see it in the people, you see happiness. How could you call Guyana little Dubai when more than half of the people are living on the poverty mark, when cost of living is through the roof, when you have to wait 10, 15, 16, 17 years to get a house lot? In Dubai, you just have to meet certain criteria and you're given a house lot or a home. How can you compare that to Guyana? You know, these guys, listen, Mark, listen. We need change in Guyana. Guyana is a very, very, very good country if managed correctly, if you have the proper people in place to manage that economy, to manage that country. And that's what we need. I think it's time the Guyanese people catch a break, Mark. They've been oppressed enough. They've been conditioned enough. That's why you cannot see them out protesting, because they've been conditioned to just stay inside and to be, given orders. We need to get away from that. We need to get to a democratic society in Guyana, and listen, we are here, Mark, to hold people accountable, whether in the installed government or in the opposition. We are here to hold everyone accountable. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Wayne Caesar. Appreciate and agree with every sentiment expressed there. Just another point of correction. Tonight, I will be correcting you all night, even if we have to go until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Go ahead.
We'll get off in a few minutes. They didn't mean Dubai. They mean Dubai. Guyana is Dubai. And Dubai, they're talking about Dubai. Oh, Dubai. On the quarantine, I don't know if you know this. Whenever you do something, you go there, you want to pray, so you say, Dubai. Dubai. That's what they meant. And when Irfan speaks, you can't understand exactly what he says, so he meant Dubai. Like somebody come out with a nice Clarks or a nice yacht and go, Dubai. Right? That's what he meant, Dubai. Right? Mr. Caesar, these comics there. Look at this. Irfan Ali, the installed president, orders probe of how oil audit figure cut. How it was cut, and they all remain quiet for 2 weeks. They remained quiet. Now, all of a sudden, because they were caught with their pants down, because a few weeks ago, this is what the headline says. Government allows Exxon to slash US $240 million in questionable costs down to US $3 million. So what happened here is that all of them, Irfan Ali is aware of this. Irfan Ali can take a lie detector test. These guys are all fraudsters. Jagdeo is a fraudster. Sue told us that. Sue reminded us of that. And he wants a probe into this here, but he doesn't want a probe into what Sue said, the serious allegations leveled against him. But now suddenly he wants a probe into oil money. He knows, look, nothing goes, absolutely nothing like this. And I will say this to you guys. This little boy here, Bharat, Vikram Bharat. His name is Vikram Bharat. Vikram Bharat or no one else at the Ministry of Natural Resources, no one else at that ministry is going to take upon their own to do such a negotiation with millions, over 200 million US dollars. No, Jagdeo, stop lying to the people. Irfan Ali, stop lying to the people. And the other thing, if there is going to be a probe, why the heck this guy, this so-called minister, why is he still on the job? He should be removed and allow some fictitious, some false audit that they want, false probe that they want to be conducted. This guy got to be removed. But I don't trust Jack Dale. He's lying. I don't trust Air Finale. He's lying. Over to you, Mr. Caesar.
You know, Mark, when you talk about a probe, and we're talking about an audit here, I feel like if this install government in just to be transparent should include the opposition to an extent, to maybe have them present a financial accountant or someone to also
Mr.
look.
Caesar, Mr. Caesar, may I cut you again? I'm disagreeing with you here tonight again. Francine and the whole crew, and who wants to get vexed with me and defend Wayne Caesar tonight, let them defend Wayne Caesar. It's okay. But look, I'll cut you again. My friend, dude, this corrupt regime ain't gonna include nobody for nothing. This corrupt regime ain't care about transparency. They don't know the meaning of transparency. Ask Air Finale to pronounce transportancy. You say transportancy, transcendency, all man. They do not believe in these things, Mr. Wayne Caesar. So this is the third time I'm disagreeing with you. Continue. Over to you. Over to you. Continue.
Mark, listen. In order to conduct a probe, what you would need from ExxonMobil Guyana to present like an income statement, a statement of comprehensive income. We would need to really analyze their balance sheet. We would need to see a statement of stockholders' equity and a statement of cash flows. And also, to accompany all these different statements, we would need to see the notes accompanying the financial statement. So there's a lot that would be needed here. I don't know if the GRA was provided with all these things for the audit. Amongst other things, there's other reports that I can put in there also that would be needed. But I don't know what Exxon would have provided to GRA in order to do this audit. And, Mark, while you have all this, fighting between the opposition and the government, I feel like if Exxon is just walking away with all our wealth out of Guyana, how can we account for actually how much barrels were extracted per day? What I would like to know, what does the oversight look like? What is their mechanism that what is the mechanism that they're using for these measurements? All these type of things. So listen, this looks to be a free for all, to me, Mark. And, a lot of lawlessness, a lot of recklessness when it comes down to the Guyanese people and their finances, because all this oil that's being extracted doesn't belong to the PPP. It belongs to the people of Guyana. And they're not seeing anything from it because of the way that the government that was placed there is operating and is dealing when it comes to the finances of the country. This government is very, very reckless in nature. And, Ashley Singh and these guys are there, but these guys are ignorant to finance and accounting, man, because they're so way off. They're so inferior. They need to build themselves up, man. Guyana is an oil-producing nation. You guys should have come better than this, and you guys want to put doctor before your names and all this stuff. Just a waste of time. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wayne Caesar. I agree with you. I agree with you. Everything. I ain't disagree with nothing at all, because I notice some people want to pick up and fight for you, leave Wayne alone, all manner of things. Hey guys, it's Friday night, a little bit of humor here, Wayne and myself, and the audience as well. I noticed there's a comment coming from, and I need to be corrected because I can be corrected. Somebody disagreed with me out there in the audience. I'm not going to insult them. I ain't going to call them all sorts of names. I'm going to say you're correct. Clive Fraser is saying here, Mark, I disagree. In other words, he disagrees with me. It's okay. I ain't gonna cuss you out, I ain't gonna abuse you out. Nothing at all. We don't do that here. Clive Fraser is saying that Jack Dale is not a fraudster. Jack Dale is a thief. Sue told us that.
I agree.
And we have observed Jack Dale so many ways, so many years. He is a thief. He's a criminal. He's a criminal. That's what he is. Jack Dale, you are a criminal. You should have been tried by the World Court for crimes against humanity. You should not have been sitting there as the VP/president, so-called president and VP of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. You are a criminal. You are an embarrassment, and you are an impediment toward development of the entire country. Shame on these vagabonds. But then again, the opposition got a lot of energy. They don't have much energy to talk about Exxon. They're quiet. And don't feel that anybody else whoever it is becomes leader of the opposition, or whether Mr. Aubrey Norton continues as leader. Don't think suddenly it will change about Exxon. They can't say nothing about Exxon. I don't think any of them have the guts. Any one of them has the guts to say anything and to stand up against Exxon. They can't do it. They wouldn't do it. Trust me, they wouldn't do that. And so I agree with you, Mr. Fraser, that Jack Davis is a thief. He's a criminal. That's what he is. Last night we spoke about this, Wayne. Look at the condition of the school. Look at what's happening in the country. $94 billion. And these Pakus are going out the country begging and begging. They're going on their knees. Customary. They're going on their knees begging and begging for help here, taking loans. Who you think has to repay all of those loans? The people of Guyana have to repay all of those loans. The poor people of Port Brand, the poor people of Blackbush Pola, the poor people of Philippines, the poor people of Alnis, Port Brand, Nig, Belvedere, Hampshire, all over, the poor people in Linden, the poor people in Ituni, all those people who are being neglected by this corrupt, evil PPP regime. Look at the condition. You think they will send their kids to schools like this? No. But they want Abby this. And you this will watch the program for send Abby picnic at them kind of schools this year, right? You think Priya Manikchan will allow her child to be in a classroom like this? You think Irfan Ali would allow his child? You think Barajak they would allow? That's another story. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh boy.
Wayne Caesar. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but Guyana is in a bad state, my friend. Bad state. Another thing before we go, I want to discuss. This guy, Bob Menendez, charge, gold bars, you name it, corruption. He's been indicted. His wife has been indicted. But look at these two guys. Bob Menendez, Senator Bob Menendez, had a big mouth talking about free and fair elections and who got to go and who. These guys are just unscrupulous at every level. And he was a member and still is a member, but now he has to resign of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's got to resign. He's got to go. These guys have no moral authority to talk about transparency and free and fair elections. Look at the headline. Senator Bob Menendez and wife indicted on bribery charges. Department of Justice seizes gold bars and $500,000. This is according to the news. And in today's New York Post, my friend, Tom, you guys remember Tom Anderson? Tom Anderson wrote a lovely piece about the history of Bob Menendez and large-scale allegations of corruption and corruption and corruption and corruption and corruption. Over to you, Mr. Caesar.
Well, Mark, I am not surprised one bit. This is quite interesting because, listen, these allegations was circling around Bob Menendez for some time now. And listen, no one is too big for the laws. And this is a good example right here. Bob Menendez, gets exactly what he deserved here. Because these allegations have been circling for some time now. He know that they're looking at him, but these guys don't care. It's just all about money. It's just all about corruption. That's why you have to really vet your politicians. And I've been saying this to the people of Guyana all the time. You have to vet these people carefully before you place them into these high-profile positions. They need to be vetted. And,
even when they're vetted and they're caught with their pants down, you charge them, you put them in jail. You set an example for the others who are going in there to remember that they're there to serve the people, not the other, not the other way around,
and
to
not
steal from
themselves.
the people, to serve the people, not special interest group or money launderers and drug lords and these sort of things, as what we see happening in Guyana. Look, Forbes,
But Mark,
good point. Forbes Medozi says
yes,
birds of a
I was
feather.
just gonna say that.
Go ahead, but you can still say it, Wayne. It's Friday. You can
No,
still say it.
Forbes is right. Forbes is right, and that's my friend right there. Birds of a feather flock together. Yes, correct. Look at them shaking hands there. You know, it's the same two of the same prototype right there. You know, corrupt in nature. You know,
Guyana,
there to serve themselves.
exactly. Guyana was hijacked by these notorious individuals. Guyana was hijacked. It was all about oil. All about, sorry, I sound like a beige in there for a second. It was all about oil. Oil, oil, oil. Nothing about the people. When Exxon done with Guyana, oh, like they say on the quarantine, oh, my mama, oh, I've been gonna get nothing left in that country. We bauxite gone, we oil gone, we gold gone, we lumber gone. All we big lumber gone to China. China enjoying it. Guyana and I enjoy nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Mark,
Yes, sir.
I beg to differ on that. Not when Exxon, not when China,
wait.
not when anybody is finished with Guyana. No. Listen, this ain't happening. Yeah, this ain't happening. This is not gonna happen. I'm telling you, this is not gonna happen. If this happens, it's gonna be after a serious fight. This ain't happening. We're not just letting people come and just walk in Guyana and take what they want out of Guyana. Guyana does not belong to them. It belongs to the people of Guyana. And the people of Guyana is going to stand up for their country.
Mr. Caesar, people have been walking all over Guyana. Not in Barnum times, though. Not during Barnum times.
You can't do that. You can't do that in Barnum times.
Oh my, walked all over Guyana. Exxon is walking all over Guyana, peeing on all the people of Guyana. And forgive me, folks who are Christian-oriented for my term. Bauxite, what do you think Rusal doing? The bauxite industry owned by Russia. What do you think they're doing to Guyana? People are living poor, underpaid in that country. When our brothers and sisters got to go in and become miners in the gold mines and these sort of things, they're working there like slaves. They're not being properly compensated. All we gold dug out, and ship way to Canada and other parts of the world. And those so-called drug lords who transform themselves into quote-unquote gold miners now, they're not declaring the true value. Everybody just robbing Guyana. Jack, they're robbing Guyanese. Irfan robbing Guyanese. Exxon look like they're doing the same with the billions of dollars. The Russians, Rusal and bauxite industry doing the same. The gold industry, nothing. Even the drugs them are sent away from Guyana. Well, thank God for that, right? Guyanese ain't left with nothing. You know what Guyana get? You know what Guyana get? Katahar. That will be hold on to Katahar. That's what we get. They left us with frustration. They left us with blackout. They left us with little thing for make little black pudding, for make little pulari, and I'll be happy. We have a dog food economy right now. That is the reality. Go to Blackbush Pole, you think them rice farmers happy by? Go to Philippines, you think the farmers, you think the people happy? The people are not happy. Go back to Georgetown, you think they're happy? You think the Guyanese businessmen are happy? They're not. Because those who are investing from a foreign land in Guyana seem to have all the opportunities with billions of dollars of concessions. But poor auntie and poor uncle got to pay concession for a little car them a bring in, or a little minibus them a bring in to do their little higher work. But Exxon and Rusal and OMI and all these other companies coming to do business in Guyana can do whatever they want, can have duty-free concessions and everything. Their children, their grand picnic, anybody can go Guyana and enjoy everything. But the Guyanese who born and grow there can't enjoy nothing. can't enjoy a proper roads. You think the regime is serious about building roads in Georgetown and other places for Guyanese? Hey, let me tell you guys something before I hand this microphone over back to Wayne Caesar. They're building the roads in certain areas because those investors who are in Guyana right now, they have been complaining that the road potholes them all big. Sorry, I just looked at a picture of Jack there and something crossed my mind. Potholes big. And so the foreigners have been complaining that, look, hey, we need proper roads in this place. We don't want anybody. And Edgel and them rush to go do road, them rush to go do road. So y'all think they're doing roads for y'all? Y'all think again. Nothing for Guyanese. 10 years from now, I've been again no Guyana. That is why in 2025, these Pakus, these Kunumunus, these corrupt individuals in the PPP regime, they've got to go. Over to you, Mr. Caesar. I'll be prepared for a closing remark. We're not going farther over. Good night to everybody, all of you guys there. Go ahead, Mr. Caesar.
Mark, that was so eloquently put. Incredible. What I can add to that is that you would have laid out an entire textbook of issues there. And what I want to say to the Guyanese people, that is what you vote to. You vote to issues. You don't vote along race lines. You vote to issues. You want change? You vote for the party that is going to address the issues across your country. Okay? So, Mark, I'm so glad, and I let you just ramble on go on because I knew exactly what my counter to that would have been, what I had to add to that. And that's what the Guyanese people need to understand. Mark has just laid out everything there before you guys. Okay? That's what's happening in Guyana. And that is what we need to change.
And thank you so much,
Mark
Mr.
is
Caesar.
correct. If that does not change, you don't have a country. Your future is gone, done and dusted, because you're going to just be spending all your money paying back loans that you did not incur. You people need to wake up and understand what's happening.
Here, Mr. Caesar, the sad part. Those guys in the opposition crying out, who gotta be this, who gotta do that. Every day the energy burning while the PPP and their corrupt friends are stealing billions upon billions of dollars. Those guys in the opposition, the pseudo intellectuals, the pseudo politicians, the overnight armchair politicians, and they all have a solution for everything, and everybody want everybody to be president, right? They're missing the big picture as to everything. Everybody want to feel that they should put an Indian man to run as a presidential candidate, or an Indian woman, or a reverse, or whatever. Guyana needs a patriot. Whether it's of East Indian descent, whether it's of African descent or indigenous or whatever, Guyana needs a patriot to be president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. That person doesn't have to be Indian. It doesn't have to be African. They need a patriot. That is what they need. We got to stop with this race thing that before the coalition win, we can't put an African person. Well, the African person won, and it was David Granger. Oh, we have to put an Indian, or we're buying into the racial message from some racist individuals. Guyana needs a patriotic person. I don't care if it's whoever, Sharon. I don't care if it's Shireen. I don't care if it's Bagwan. I don't play if it's Drupati, as long as they have the best interest of all Guyanese, and that they will stand up and fight for the best interest of all Guyanese. They won't be a sellout like Bundari Barajagdeo and Bundari Irfanali, also known as Cat. Those guys are sellouts. Imagine Barajagdeo cussing out Guyanese people and selling out Guyana when ExxonMobil, when the court ruled that they should pay their insurance. No, Jack, they jump up, lift up his short jack and start to abuse the court for Exxon, not for the people of Guyana. Jack, they wanted to give away a piece of Guyana to Venezuela. These are the sort of bandits who are there. They are bandits, man. Look, it's Friday night. I got to get out of this studio and I'm going somewhere and I'm going to drink me a half a glass, a high wine bush rum, and I'm going to walk with my flask. Who vex? We got to move away from that crossing type politics, deal with issues. For me, it doesn't matter who is there, as long as they have the best interest and they stand up and fight for Guyanese. We need fighters. Trust me, we need fighters right now in Guyana. We don't need those who jumping on planes and say they're going out to foreign country to talk up. And then when they go back in Guyana, they're quiet like a church mouse. They do nothing. They don't stand up. They don't represent the people. And they sit there like Moko or whatever, they sit there and do nothing. And they want us to continue to embrace them and feel that they're lords. Not me. No, not me. Your closing remarks, Mr. Caesar. Your closing remarks, sir. Sorry that I took up a lot of the talking tonight, but tonight is my night. The Mash McCarn tonight. Over to you, sir.
Okay. All right. So, Mark, basically, I'm gonna make this really short. And this is more so for the opposition, the MPs, the leader, and everybody within, that cluster. Listen, in this fight, you all have a role to play. And I feel like if people are not sticking to their roles, you see, what you got to do, Mark, before you could look outside of a role or look outside of a portfolio.
I'm cutting you again,
Okay.
Mr. Caesar. Stick a pin right there. What you just said there,
Good.
What you just said there is exactly the problem. And I applaud you for saying it. I applaud you for saying it because they don't stick to their roles and their responsibilities. I applaud you for saying it. Continue, sir. Sorry I had to cut you for that. Positive.
Yeah. No. Mark, that's good. Mark, that's good. And if you have to cut me again, go right ahead. Listen, Mark, why I say that is because if you are able to execute your role to perfection, then you can look outside of it and you would not even have to look outside, Mark. People are going to consider you. And that's what people need. They need to get the consensus from the people. Don't promote yourself. Be promoted by the people. And I say this to defend Mr. Norton to a point, because I want to see everybody playing their roles and rallying behind him. Then everybody could jump and say, oh, we need a new leader. You see, people got to analyze this thing properly. You can't call for a new leader if he was never supported, if he was never given an opportunity, Mark, to be successful. And we got to understand politics here. You can't wait until you a year out for an election or a year and a half or whatever for election to determine that at that point you want a new leader. You might be a little too late there. A new leader has to be out there. The people have to be able to get in touch with that leader, and vet that leader and make sure that that is the right person. So, listen, everybody just need to, get together, be on one accord, play your roles. And one of the roles that you guys need to play, and this is strictly for the MPs, man, you guys got to get out there. You guys got to round up the people. You got to edify them. You got to empower them. You got to keep giving them that confidence. That when you go there and you want to call a little protest, you got about, 15,000, 4,000, whatever, instead of 13, 14, 15 people, man. It's embarrassing. You guys have to do better than that. From the leader right down, as far as building the party and as far as getting the people to rally around you. When you to get people to rally around you, man, you gotta have a vision, man. You gotta have a vision. And when you're gonna be protesting, you have to have an issue that you're protesting to, and it has to be an issue that is gonna deeply affect the Guyanese people. And how do you get the people to understand that it's gonna deeply affect them? By going out there and edifying them on matters. Over to you, Mark, and everyone. Thank you guys for listening tonight and joining us. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wayne Caesar. I don't have much to add to that. In a democracy, sometimes you agree to disagree, and you do it in a very respectful manner. I do believe, though, that any political leader must be able to rally the troop, must be able to have the energy to attract people, pull the people closer to them. And if a leader sees that there is a problem in doing that, then that leader must pull back and try to understand what is being done that is not right in X area or Y area. It's called deep introspection. And sometimes it makes someone a better leader when you can see that maybe you're a problem in X area, correct that. Everybody can be wrong. Most people can be wrong. I leave it as that right now. As the people in the PNC prepare to elect or re-elect, I don't know, either elect a new leader or re-elect Aubrey Norton. I don't know. The people deserve in terms of their constitution being followed within the party. And if they're to hold elections now, for me, I take a different position, even if it's 1 year, because 1 year is a heck of a long time to ensure that someone who is there, whether it's Aubrey Norton or whomever, will be given that support. Will be given that support, whoever is the leader. Again, whether it's Aubrey Norton or whether it's a new leader, should be given that support. But now you're hearing, if Aubrey is not reelected, this body done with the party. If they personally elected, they done with the party. It means that they don't have the party's interest at heart. It is selfish motive. It's got to stop. And I'll say this publicly. If Aubrey Norton is reelected leader of the party, then, what are we going to do? If Aubrey or some other person, is elected as leader of the party, what are we going to do? Walk away and allow the PPP to ruin Guyana after 2025 as well? Let's get back to the table. Let's be big men. Let's be big women. Let's be matured. All of us can agree on the same thing. But let's put Guyana first. The time has come for that. Put Guyana first. I don't know. Let me head out of here and let me walk with my flask. Thank you so much for what you do, Mr. Wayne Caesar. I appreciate it. I know you're busy with your work and all manner of things, but yet you take the time out to be here with the people and for the people. I salute you for that. And to all of our listeners, we don't necessarily have to agree with everything. We don't. But even times when we disagree, we must still respect each other. Respect each other's views. On this program, we do not deal with disrespecting our viewers if we disagree with them. Our viewers do not disrespect us when they disagree with us. It is democracy. And that is what we do here. We do it from our heart. It's not out of bitterness over anybody. We do not deal with bitterness or emotional politics here at all. God bless you all. Mr. Caesar, give my regards to your family, please, especially the other politician in the family. And to all you beautiful people, thank you all for watching. God bless you. And tomorrow afternoon, Wayne Caesar, I think Wayne has his own show right here. Wayne, let the people know about your show. You will be on at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, right here. We'll start off, Wayne, with probably half hour. Wayne gets something to talk about tomorrow. You got your own show starting tomorrow as a tester. 1 hour you get tomorrow, Wayne. Let the people know. Rhonda, join him. See you guys later. God bless you all. Thank you.
Yes, Rhonda Lane will be with me tomorrow.
Rhonda Lane. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Caesar. Appreciate it. And thanks to all of you guys, every single one of you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate everything. We've got to get it right, guys. We've got to get it right. I don't know it all, even though some people want to see me fall. Some people, some very jealous-minded people. We know who they are. We're very bitter. Got to do better with political analysts, right? You got to do better, guys. A bunch of grumpy people. A bunch of grumpy people. Can't deal with grumpy, bitter people. We can't do that at all. You know what I mean? God bless you. See y'all. Miss Shellon Washington has her own show also. She'll be on 4 o'clock tomorrow with the law. and then followed by Wayne Caesar at 5 o'clock.
Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Sanko boy, police have come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman have come.
Sanko licky love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko licky love up on the dam and the gala holla murder.
Police have come and the gala holla murder. Police have come and the gala holla murder. Sanko kissy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko kissy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Police have come and the gala holla murder. Police have come and the gala holla murder. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, police have come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman have come.
Sanko chasey love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko chasey love up on the dam and the gala holla murder.
Police have come and the gala holla murder. Police have come and the gala holla murder. Sanko catchy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko catchy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Police have come and the gala holla murder. Police have come and the gala holla murder. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, police have come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman have come.
Sanko squeezy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko squeezy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder.
Police have